Indiana couple drove boys with Trump flags off-road. Police. Before we begin today's story, guys, which is a ridiculous one and not surprising at all, make sure to drop a like on this video and share it around as it helps a lot, especially with YouTube demonetizing every video as soon as I upload it, which means it won't promote it and I won't get a bulk of the money that is supposed to be made in the first day, which is what usually which is usually the prime time for news videos like this one. So I ask you to combat it with your likes and shares that will help the video be promoted eventually when it goes back into the monetized area after they realize it doesn't break any of the rules or the guidelines on the site. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the newest video. And if you want to suggest any topics for future videos, make sure to follow me on Twitter, Facebook or Instagram and shoot me a DM or even just at me, and I'll also reply to you. So yeah, this couple, as you can see in those, I think those are mugshots, from Hobart, Indiana. Let's read the story and we'll go back to it. A northwestern Indiana couple allegedly used a car to force two teenage boys off a road, angered that the twin brothers were riding bicycles adorned with flags supporting President Donald Trump, before ripping one of the siblings' flag from his bike, police said Friday. Hobart police said Snapchat videos helped officers secure charges against Kyron Gregory Perry Jones, 23, and Kaylin Mary Smith, 18, in connection with the July 22nd incident. So this is a really old story. They just now pressed charges about it because they found the Snapchat evidence, I assume. Police Captain James Gonzalez said the Hobart couple are accused of driving in their car, running the 14-year-old boys off the road and making threats toward them. Now, when you thought Democratic supporters couldn't get more evil and more brainwashed, they are now literally driving off 14-year-olds riding bikes along the road and making threats towards them. According to a probable cause affidavit, the boys told officers that a vehicle with a man driving and woman passenger followed them before the male driver pulled up nearby and asked one of the boys to quote, if they were Trump supporters, end quote, to which the boy replied that they were. The driver then swerved at the boys, forcing them onto roadside grass to avoid being struck. According to the affidavit, the driver followed the boys before exiting the car and tearing off the flag from one of the brothers' bikes, the affidavit states. The driver dropped the flag which was affixed to the bike with fishing pole, ran back to his car and drove off, quote, but not before running the flag over, quote, the affidavit states. Now, not only did he endanger those boys' lives, it was politically driven, which you can argue not domestic terrorism, I guess, but this is definitely a hate crime based on political affiliation, I guess. There's no such classification in American law, obviously, but there should be, because you shouldn't be prosecuted for your you shouldn't be criminally threatened and endangered because of your political opinion, and that's an easy thing for all of us to stand behind, I assume. So not only was he endangering those boys' lives, he was also driving recklessly. He also vandalized their property and made threats. Now let's see what it got him. Both Perry Jones and Smith have been charged with 2 felony counts of intimidation and criminal recklessness. They were also charged with 1 count each of theft and criminal mischief, both of which are misdemeanors. Smith was in custody, but Perry Jones remained at large Friday evening, police said. Online court records do not list attorneys who could speak on behalf of either of them. Gonzalez said that the charges weren't filed until Thursday because there was a delay in detectives getting information from Snapchat, the Northwest Indiana Times reported. So they probably heard that they uploaded the Snapchat stories or found out about them, and then they got deleted before they filed them, so they probably had to subpoena it from Snapchat, and that's when they got them this Friday, because this is an incident from all the way back to the 22nd of July. At least the article states, so it's like 7 months ago. In a video posted to Snapchat allegedly by the couple of their encounter with the boy, shows, quote, the driver turns the wheel sharply as if he saw the boys and wanted to hit them with the vehicle while yelling, quote, y'all better get home, end quote. According to the affidavit, a male's voice is then heard telling the female passenger, quote, pull that flag down, end quote, in the video, which shows the female trying to reach it through her window and her saying, quote, get closer. The female then heard saying, quote, you're scared just like your president, end quote, and, quote, America is not great, end quote, followed by an expletive, according to the affidavit. In a second Snapchat video, Perry Jones allegedly says, don't let me see you downtown, that's another quote, to one of the boys and threatens to beat him up. Those are the two suspects that charged with 2 felony counts and 1 misdemeanor counts, which in my opinion are not satisfactory at all. They actually tried to run over 2 14-year-old boys on bikes. Like, I don't care if they're obviously not the innocent picture that you think I'm trying to paint here, but it's not a good PR look. Luckily for the Democrats, nobody's going to talk about this story other than right-wing pundits or commentators on Twitter and on YouTube. So there won't be any hoopla about this story, which there should be. Just like the one with the van who tried to run people who were doing a voter drive thing. There was a van driven by a crazy guy who, I think he also made a Snapchat video that framed him. He was trying to run over like 6 or 7 volunteers who were doing a voter drive for Trump. And there was also another incident that I'm drawing a blank on right now. But basically, it's nothing new. Like, Trump supporters will face those attacks everywhere they go. And I can't help but blame the Democratic rhetoric, which again I'm drawing a blank, but if you could find the one with Maxine Waters who said something like, make them be ashamed to congregate in public, or make them be ashamed of their support to President Trump. The basket of deplorable comments, which is the list of them, honestly, and all of the other stuff that Democratic representatives keep spewing out, especially with AOC comparing ICE and Trump supporters to those you can say their names, the N words, but not the regular N words you're thinking, not the friendly one you'll hear in rap songs, the other N word that used to describe an old Germanic government. So anyway, this is nothing new. Trump supporters have been attacked for supporting Trump's even long before he was elected, and even as soon as he was elected. You all are aware of the old video where there's the guy who takes a Trump supporter's flag in a restaurant and throws water at him. I don't want to pull the video up right now because I don't want to mess with copyright on this channel. But there's plenty of other incidents, other happy incidents where Trump supporters are being attacked. There's also the woman who took Trump supporter hat in a bar and berated him, and turned out she was an illegal immigrant who was later deported, I think, because of the video, which is also funny. All of those you can find, by the way, on the original SJW Central, which compiles every single one of those videos for your enjoyment. This one is the news segment where we cover SJW related news and give you the SJW cringe and owned that couldn't be put into compilation because obviously it's news stories like this one. So this is definitely in the cringe pile. And honestly, it's horrible. Other than the fact that they now will probably be brought to justice, quote unquote, but won't get any severe punishment because they are teenagers, and the perpetrator, the male, is in his early 20s, so the judge will go easy on them. This is obviously a terrible thing, and hopefully they learn from this experience that you shouldn't uh, go full criminal when you see a Trump supporter and try to drive them off the road, vandalize their property, steal it, threaten them. That's obviously wrong, and we all know it. But apparently, it's not clear for anti-Trump people with Trump derangement syndrome. So yeah, that's the entire video. As you can hear, I still have the sniffles. Sorry if I tugged on my nose too much and gave you ear cancer. Thank you guys for staying till the end of this video. Make sure to drop a like on it. Share your opinions in the comments. I would love to hear them. And if you can post the exact Maxine Waters quote and the other ones that I sadly forgotten, but they're quite horrible. I don't want to pull them up right now because it'll be hard to find. Sadly, those things are rarely reported on by anyone other than right-wing commentators. So that's why I'm not pulling it up right now. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.